Alright fellas, what's going on? It's your boy Lex, and today we have some more Try Hard Ladder content. This time I'm bringing my boy Iron Hands, and the reason I'm using him, even though he's kind of a fraud guy, he's not very good, but ZS, team player for Italy, actually recently won with his team in the pool stage of World Cup, and he destroyed his opponent. Like the best Iron Hands matchup I've ever seen in my life. And you know me, I'm jealous whenever people get to succeed with the trash cans that I like to use. You know how it is. So I copied the team off, and we're gonna see if it's possible to win. Because I'm starting to not believe, but you know, what's left without believing? But currently on the ladder, we have dropped so much actually. If you guys watched Joey's video in which we used Beartic while I was like 2020, you're gonna see that we did drop an incredible amount. But hopefully today we're gonna be bringing it back. Shout out to my members as always. Much love, much appreciated. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Actually, to lasso you guys back, I forgot to explain the team. So basically, we got Iron Hands, except I'm going for a Jolly Speed Iron Hands because I want to outspeed every single thing, catch it by surprise, such as Primarina, etc. Make sure that nothing can escape my boy Hands. And yeah, I don't know. Is it gonna work? Probably not. But you know, we could lure a bunch of things that don't expect us to be faster, such as Corviknight, such as Primarina, such as like Gambits even. Like if they Terra or something, we could snipe them, hit them with a tough Supercell Slam if they're Terra Fairy or whatever. We got AV Aloe, very cheap pivot, you know, very classic mon, just does its thing. Terra Blast for Ogerpon, of course. We got Petch, just some kind of pivot Petch with Air Balloon. This is like as much as I could copy from his side, so. Landorus is Choice Scarf. I think it's probably actually Stealth Rocks over Terra Blast is my guess. So I'll just make this ground, because I assume you probably want rocks. And then some kind of utility Darkrai set. And then Scizor with Defog and to act as a pivot to bring Hands back in. But yeah, if you guys enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you for the first game. Alright, we have our first game, and we play this Skiing in Japan person a lot, and they're using a pretty nasty looking physical spam team. But can they beat Iron Hand? Yeah, it does look like they can actually. They have Great Tusk, and they have both switch-ins to my stabs, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. I think this is a lead Darkrai. Rai looks pretty good to everything except for Scizor. I could also just lead Lando. Lando seems pretty free as well. Yeah, this is like a giga free U-turn for us. Wait, do they even... Is this like a Sash lead or something? Because they actually have no switches to this. We'll just U-turn. We'll see what happens. I assume it's rocks that go up. Don't we just go Hands now? Nah, we want to keep Hands. Hands looks really strong. Arcanine is a weird Pokemon to switch into, but I guess it's just Aloe. Goes for a Wisp versus us. Okay, I'm just gonna flip turn. Yeah. Didn't expect them to go to Ogerpon there. So now we'll bring Scizor in? Scizor looks... No, that invites Ceruledge. We'll bring Darkrai. Darkrai has a great matchup into whatever he goes to. We can burn the Scizor, amongst other things. That Ceruledge is really scaring me, though. I'm kind of concerned about that. But we have so many physical attackers that it's definitely going to get a weak armor anyways. Alright, so that reveals if U-turn is never killing that, might be like a bit of a tankier Scizor. Or tank, yeah. Alright, we're gonna go Scizor here. They're choosing to go for the Speed Tie Axel. Let's see how much that does. Okay, it brings us into Citrus Berry, which is nice. We can get a Defog now. Oh, it's actually Life Orb. Interesting. Okay, we get a nice Fog Off. We're 0 speed, so I think we should be able to slow turn out here, which is great. They don't have an amazing switch into this. Like, it could be Great Tusk, it could be Ceruledge, but it's not good for them. Okay, it's Attack Tusk. So I'm going to go Rai here, because the Tusk is actually quite annoying. I'm just going to go for Ice Beam. This is probably EV to live Ice Beam is my guess. But I think it's worth going for anyways. Okay, we got a crit, so we'll never know. Weavile is back in. At this point, Aloe is so useless. I think we sack Aloe here. Okay, there goes Ceruledge. Here, I'm just gonna Darkrai. Yeah, I'm just gonna hard Darkrai and Pulse. We don't need Darkrai for anything else, necessarily. So breaking the Sash, forcing a Terra would be great. Alright. So as long as this isn't some nonsense Terra flying, which I have to assume doesn't exist, we should be fine. Alright, they get the sneak chip on us. Ogerpon is in now. We are required a Pecharunt, and we have to live the Swords Dance if they did that, but they didn't. Okay, now we just go for Chain. Yeah, they're forced to Terra, so Scarf Landorus is looking really primed to win this game. My boy Iron Hands didn't even get to do anything, but we'll go for a recover in case. I really want to let Iron Hands do something. Would that be able to throw in any way? Nah. Let's send in the mans. Oh, bye-bye, Scizor. Wait, it lived. Yeah, okay, it was like a Giga Defense invested Scizor. Wow. But anyways. we're super fast. Alright, Hands does die because we have no HP invested. We would normally live that all the time. That's all good. And now we can just Terra Ground Earthquake, and it's 100% game over. Alright, nice. I mean, the purpose of the video is to use Hands, and he didn't do so much, but, you know, the team still worked out pretty well in this matchup. Ceruledge was so scary, but luckily we positioned properly around it. Hard Darkrai on Bitterblade would have been pretty bad, but it worked out for us, so we'll move on to the next game. Alright, so we have our next game, and we're facing some kind of Hatterene offense. It looks a lot like the team Giannis used versus Zap, but I don't think it is because I don't think there's a hat. The part of me that just wants to lead Iron Hands and try to do something is not going to win against the rational mind that I have. Okay. This looks like Specs Raging Bolt, if I had to guess. Because it came in like a lead. Yeah, it is. Aloe is able to chew that like a boss, however. And now we can Scizor. If they decide to Drake again, we'll happily eat that. Yep. Well, not happily. That did quite a bit of damage. But now we can go for a knock on the Lando. Yep. And we activate our Citrus. Now they're going to get Stealth Rocks up. So we're going to go for U-turn into Darkrai. Just get an extra bit of chip on the Lando. We get a lucky crit there too. Alright, now we can go Darkrai. I think we can just Dark Pulse, but I think I'm going to Sludge Bomb the Hat. Call me crazy, but Hat seemed too free, and it's definitely Assault Vest. Yep. Okay, we get the Poison, but it's still not a favorable roll for us, so we're not going to mess around with that. I actually don't mind Terraring Darkrai, though. To have this in versus everything, because it beats kind of everything except for a Raging Bolt. Do I need the other Terra? Honestly, not really. Nah, I don't think we should exhaust though. I think we can just Aloe into Hands or something like that. I feel like Aloe into Hands is fine. Okay, they go for Shock, which is a great play. Now we can go... Now we are forced to switch out. I'll go Lando here, I think. We don't actually need the Lando HP because it's not a King Gambit answer. Okay, perfect. Ogerpon is in. So now we get a Scarf U-turn off, which is 71%, which is huge. And now we go Petch, it looks like. Hopefully they're not taunt. Okay. Looks like they're probably Encore. Are they swords dance though? No, they're not. Alright, so we're gonna just waste this last encore. Okay. I'm actually just gonna parting shot. Because that's why we have the speed EVs to always outspeed Modest Bolt. Now we can just go Aloe here on this Drake and we should eat it. Yep. Now we can go Scizor. Okay. I like that play. In order to not lose more HP, I might just Terra this actually. Because I think Terra BP should knock out Ogre. Yeah, I don't really want to deal with this Ogre anymore. Okay, it's a roll actually. Do we live Cudgel? It's a favorable roll for us, but they have crit chance too. This thing is actually quite annoying. And we might just lose to Za without patch, so I think it's not a bad play to go for BP. It's tricky. We might lose to that Raging Bolt slowly, is the issue. With these rocks up. No, I guess it is just Petch. Yeah, I think it is just Petch. And I think we could just Malignant here. Okay, they go Raging Bull. If we get the poison, that's a really big deal for us. We don't. Now I'm just gonna party and we'll sack Aloe here. This is an interesting game so far. But we definitely need these hazards off, so hopefully they Drake again. Nice. Alright, we'll go for a defog. Okay, nice. They don't expect defog here, so they sack their hat. This gives us a free U-turn, and now we can bring Darkrai in. Darkrai who's looking quite good, I think. Or is it Lando? It might actually just be Lando. Actually, I think it is just Lando. Because Lando beats everything they have, basically. Yeah. And actually, now that we forced their Lando in, I'm okay just trading rocks. And going for Boots Darkrai win. I think that's fine. Yeah. Now they do get a free cube, but we'll just sack Scizor here. Because now look, everything is in Darkrai range, basically. Oh, it's Earth Power. Okay. Yeah, we'll just go Darkrai. Kingambit is brought in. We'll go for a burn. See what the vibes are. Okay, cool. They decide to sack Ogerpon. Still a tricky endgame, I think. Okay, Gambit's back in. Is this thing gonna Terra? We could just go hands. See what happens. Okay, they just go for CC. I'm just gonna go for close combat. Okay, we forced the Terra out. Now we go Darkrai, Sludge Bomb, knock this out. Probably Sex Landers is my guess. It's a close one. I actually don't know what their best option is. Also, I adjusted the ratio so you guys can see my Pokemon now in the battle. Hopefully that works. Okay, they just go for Sucker. Alright, Big Za is in. I think I'll just go for a Wisp. Okay, they go for press. Sure. We'll go Petch. And we'll recover. I guess we don't... Yeah, we should recover. Crunch can 2 KO us. Yeah, with the defense drop especially. We'll recover again. Oh my god, he gets another one. Okay. Well, we have to land over to reverse that. That's unfortunate. Maybe we lose here. I'm not sure if Petch can do it all. Especially if he's Roar. Yeah. Well, that's really annoying. Those defense drops are actually so bad for us. Jesus Christ, you getting back-to-back is so tough. Okay. Well, we hopefully get the poison here. Come on. Oh my god, this game is just so unlucky, man. Alright, back to Petch. Ah, Jesus. This is so tragic. Like, they could just do this so freely because they got defense drops. Like, are you kidding me? It's so annoying. Okay. We'll recover here. And now they can go land on Earth Power. Yeah, okay. Forces our Terra Ghost out. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. It's gonna be a close one. But I think Raging Bolt just wins the game. Like, he can just spam Draco. But we'll go for one parting shot, our only chance. And now we have to go for Malignant Chain. Confused. Like, dude, are you kidding me? Alright, that's a really frustrating one because I think we definitely should have won that game. And they're really high rank, so we lost out on a lot of points. We'll move on to the next. It's tough. You position your Petch to win the end game versus Zamazenta, and then they just drop you twice. One drop is fine. I can go for Malignant after that. But the second one is just too much. It's doing 45%. Alright, this is a pretty weird one. I think it's just Scizor lead. Just bullet punch the Ribombee to defog. Yeah, I'll click defog now. If they go for Stun Spore, we have the priority to prevent webs from going up. Although it's not even like webs actually affects us that much. So I don't know why I'm going for this, but it's fine. Alright. I'm gonna click knockoff, expecting them to swap. Nah, we don't need to. Yeah, because they go Tusk anyways, doesn't matter. Free. And then parting shot into Darkrai. People don't always expect Balloon Petch as much as they would expect Balloon Goldengo. So now we can go for Ice Beam. It's pretty free. I'm actually a little tempted to just Terra, but we have an AV Aloe. It's the best switch in for this mon, so we can just flip. Not gonna lie, I think I want to get Rocks up. I'm actually gonna go Lando here, which might seem kind of insane, but I think the Rocks might be more useful than Lando HP. Now we can go Aloe, sack that. Does Slipturn break? Oh, he's knocking himself out, so I don't think it matters. Okay, it does. And now we can bring Darkrai back in for a very commanding position. Yeah. Now their webs are gone, the sash on Ceruledge is broken. It's looking pretty good. Still thinking about the last game. And Petch used to be a demon, but you do have to get lucky with Petch. Or rather, you can't get unlucky with Petch. Is what I think is a more accurate way to describe it. Because if you get defense dropped by Za, you're forced out. They could roar cycle you. Super annoying stuff. And if you don't get the poison, that's pretty unlucky too. Like over 3 attempts, I think, this game. If I got the poison on Raging Bolt, I'm pretty sure I won. So there's like so many ways for me to win that game. But it just didn't work. Alright. We're going to scout the Terra here. We're going to go Aloe and flip turn. Because we still have to play safe around the Sarah Ledge. So keeping Darkrai HP is pretty important for that. Alright, so they do Terra with their gold, click Focus Blast, and do miss, unfortunately. That's the way the move works in Fort. We'll just Scald here. Like, them using their Terra means this game is 100% over, so it truly doesn't matter. That does suck, though, so I will apologize, because it's never a good feeling. Even though I know it doesn't matter, I'm not going to put someone else down because they got unlucky still. And, you know, they might think it matters too, so. The truth is, I just want to chip on that. Alright, we'll just Earthquake the Samurott. It's fine if they Sucker Punch us. Because now we can just go Iron Hands, I think. No, I guess we don't need to. I think we just Scizor and U-turn. Yeah, because we always eat that Ceaseless Edge for free. And now we U-turn into Darkrai and it's a guaranteed win. Yeah, going Iron Hands there actually could open them because I would have to lock into CC, which is kind of annoying. Alright, we'll move on to the next. Alright, we got our next game, and it looks very similar to the team we played and lost to, I think, game 2. Although they replaced Hat, or not they replaced, like this is a completely different team. Actually no, isn't it literally just Hat over Primarina and it's the same team? It is a different person though. Okay. They do have double ground, which means that Landorus is definitely Scarf. So, it's fine, we'll just match that. Our Intimidate actually goes off first, so maybe they're not Scarf, but we're just gonna get rocks up. We trade rocks. And now, I'm just gonna Scizor. Scizor seems like a pretty decent pivot into them. Okay, so they're not, they're actually not Scarf because they clicked U-turn, of course. They go Primarina here. I'll just go Aloe, it's a very free Aloe. They obviously do get a pretty free flip into Ogerpon, but we're not gonna exhaust, although it's not even a bad play because it matches up well into them. We'll just go for a raw Terra Blast, and then we'll click Mirror Coat if they decide to go for it again, which they do, surprisingly. And now we can just go for a Terra Blast again. All right, I'll definitely trade Aloe for Primarina, considering you have an Ogerpon. That's fine with me. All right. Here, I'm going to hard switch Petrun in case this clicks Sword Stance, which it does. And now we're going to go for Malignant Roulette, see if we are fine. Okay. Almost die, but, you know, we're EV to not. Okay, we don't get it. Is this Trailblaze? It's not. Okay. That means I'm just going to go Landorus and I'm going to click Earthquake. I think that should be fine. We could even Terra. Does that accomplish anything? I mean, it knocks this out. Wait, it knocks this out without Terra. So we just Earthquake. Okay, cool. So them exhausting early means that it's more likely for the rest of their team to be able to cook us. It's good news. Although that Tusk is super scary. If they went Tusk first, I think we might have been in a bad spot. Okay, I'm gonna go... Aloe does let Tusk spin for free. It's the unfortunate thing. But I mean, So does everything else on my team. What can I do about that? Okay, Kingambit is in, so they're refusing to go to their Great Tusk. So I'm gonna hard switch to my Iron Hands, and then I'll Ice Punch, I guess. Nice, we sniped that Lando. And we also don't reveal our set. Choice Band. Okay. I don't really like this bulk upping on me, but I don't think I can do much about it. Yeah, that did nothing. Okay. We're gonna have to do some pivoting, get Darkrai in on +0. But that's gonna be pretty tough. Because they can bulk up versus a lot of things for free. Okay. I'm very, very confused. I think I'll just hard Iron Hands again. We want to keep the the Lando HP for Raging Bolt. Now we can close combat. He didn't expect us to outspeed there. Alright, he's going for bulk up again. We get a crit, but at that point the game is just over. Doesn't matter. Now we can just Terra Ground Earthquake because they don't have Terra anymore. So that was a well played game. We'll move on to the last and final game. Alright, we are facing the same opponent again. And this time we have a chance for revenge. We are a little disadvantaged because they know all of our sets. But, you know, you can't do anything about that. Here, are they gonna Draco me? I'm just gonna U-turn though. Okay. U-turn to bring in Darkrai. Click Sludge Bomb versus Hat. Same thing as last. Yep. This time, I'm really thinking about exhausting though. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Oh my god, we catch the Ogerpon. That's so big. That's so big. They expected Aloe to come out there. Okay, okay. Exhausting do be working sometimes. Alright, I'm gonna go Aloe on this again. They go for Thunderbolt. I'm gonna go for a Flip Turn. Which I think is a little crazy, but if we go Lando, what do they do? Right? You know what? Lando's fine. Yeah. We'll trade rocks here. I'm okay with that. And now I'll go Aloe. Nice, we eat that. Now we can go for a Scald. See what they bring in. It's just Hat. And we should be able to outspeed and Flip Turn. And that might knock this out? Yeah, it does. Wow. And now by bringing in Rai, we force the Bolt back in to click Draco again. And now we can sack Aloe for good. Even though having it for Lando would have been nice. Lando is going to be taking a ton of residual chip now. Now we can go Scizor. I think we knock something. Yeah, I don't mind knocking something. Because now we get the slow turn versus Lando. And the Helm is no longer a problem. We can just go for U-turn here. Activate our Citrus. Bring Darkrai in. Go for a Dark Pulse. And now I assume Raging Bolt is just back in. But, you know, like we said, it's taking a lot of residual. And now we can sack Scizor. We don't need that guy. Okay. I guess Lando is probably the best option here. And just spam EQ. Yeah, Zama's in. I'm just going to EQ again. We don't really lose anything from losing some Lando HP, so it's whatever. They go for ID. I'm gonna Petch here. I think Roar is pretty free for them, but at the same time, like, yeah, we'll definitely take that. Alright, we can Parting Shot here into Hands. And they actually don't know Hands is faster, which is funny. Actually, wasn't this Terra Fairy? I think it was. Okay, we could Supercell then. No, I think close comp. No, we can supercell. Yeah. Nice. 70% is really big damage. Oh my god. Wait, we're faster. Oh my god, you gotta respect the fast. Just kidding. You never respect something silly like fast hands. But wow. That was just a clinical game. Getting our revenge versus the guy that dodged all of our malignant chains. Fast hands clutching up at the very end, because if they Terra Blasted, it could have been a little scary. But how do you respect something as stupid as fast hands? So yeah, our endpoint is actually one above them now, 1989. Recovered a lot of points from that tussle we had with Beartic and with Joey. But yeah, damn. Okay, I'll link this team down below. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. And we will be doing the video for Guess the Elo, I believe, releasing on Monday. So still got a little bit of time to submit your games. All good. But yeah, if you enjoyed, I'll catch you later. Take care and peace. Have a good 4th of July and your weekend.